keep Bella in my cup. Shorty, she on my body. Yeah, she know what's up. She know I got a girl, but she don't give a fuck. She know I got power, and I'm in a sucker. I ain't your average motherfucker, rockin' a Mary trucker. Foreign car, seas, beige color. Off-white look like I hit the same, homie. Me and Turo smoking back to back, we them pain brodies. T.O. finna come home, so you know we finna make it rain on them. Shit ain't no gang, homie. Gang blow his brain from my ass for top. Now she giving brain from me. Kicked her out the whip, she ride the train, homie. I'm insane. Smoking backwards to try to ease this pain. I'm just saying. I'm just saying.
And you just let it sit there, or you feel me? You don't stress about it, and that shit do numbers. And you be like, damn, I needed that right there. You feel me? Like, not really stressing about that because it's gonna come organically. You feel me? Like, a lot of people always say it's not the people that know you that's gonna support, but the people that don't know you that's gonna support the most.
It's always outside.
It's always outside, right? When we back at it like a crack addict, you know the slogan, man. It's Malls and Money, Mr. Malls and Money, King Cash here. And I got a good brother next to me, a great brother next to me, Mr. David Hopper. I'm going to let him introduce himself, though.
Peace, peace, peace. I appreciate you. My name is...
Oh, no, sorry.
Yeah. One. Peace. Is it rocking? Peace. My name is David Hopper. Author, filmmaker, two-time author, filmmaker, credible messenger, poet, father, man of God, you know, a couple of titles, but I'm a man. I am him.
A couple of hats, multifaceted. I love that. You feel me? You see what we doing here at RTG, man. I love that they can have us here. I appreciate it. He brought me a great brother to interview, and today we're going to get into it and get into everything that he's got going. Y'all see 2 books on the table. Like he said, he's an author, a producer, a director, and we're going to get into his story. So my first question to you is, what is the name of the films and documentary that you do have out?
The documentary that I actually was able to screen tonight for the young people in the community is Prison to Prosperity. Prison to Prosperity is a documentary that focuses 3 other individuals and myself that did prison time, and they basically not only tell the story of prison, but the transition from prison and back into the real world, back into the life, and the obstacles and everything that come with it. And you know, I like to say, like, it's the stories without the homeboy sauce. The homeboy sauce is guys come home, you're hanging with your homeboy, your man, and you're like, yo, I just came home, you know,
right, all these
with the bravado.
Famous stories of
right.
jail time.
It's the stories of having a mental breakdown. It's the stories of almost getting stabbed for over a shower, right? These are the type of things that people don't talk about.
Right.
When you in a building, in a place with 1,200, 1,300 people, but you still feel alone, right? That type of stuff. So
that's deep.
That's Prison to Prosperity. Then we have All That Glitters. All That Glitters is another film. It's a short film. It's about 22 minutes. It stars Omar Gooden, for people that know. You know,
I ain't gonna lie, that was one of my favorite actors growing up.
One hitter quitter,
Whoa.
you know, smart guy and all that. So we got him on there. That film is about 2 brothers who believe fast cash don't have a tax, but then realize like all cash has a tax.
Facts.
You know what I'm saying?
Everything is taxable.
Everything is taxable. You know?
We live in America.
Right. Then we have A Man Soweth, which is just actually finished post-production. We're looking for distribution for that. And then we also have Sins of a Father, which is being we in pre-production now for that.
Okay.
So Sins of a Father is crazy. Sins of a Father is wicked.
My brother, these are some strong titles.
Yeah.
For real. Strong titles with some deep meaning to them. Like for real.
Appreciate it. That's I really do that intentionally. Like a lot of time when I was coming up, even when I was doing my prison time, a lot of the guys would be reading the hood novels, right? And they come throwing my cell, yo son, you gotta read this, yo son. I'm like, nah, I'm good. So not that I got in the fights, but we used to have heavy debates about why I don't read hood novels. I'm a hood novel. I'm a walking hood novel, and I'm not saying that to glorify. It's the truth.
Right.
Like I'm in prison
Because I did some bullshit.
Right. So me reading, like I'm trying to get away from this shit.
Right.
Right. So I'm not.
Why intoxicate my mind more with the shit that I already know about or do, or like completely negative energy? Why intoxicate my mind more? I really feel that.
Exactly. It's just like going to the box. Like you can stay away from going to the box, then stay away from you in jail. That shit crazy.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? So,
can you speak on your time? Like how was your bids, or how many bids did you do, and why did you do the bid, and then the lesson that you learned? Because you feel me, you see that you're now, like you said, like your title of the documentary, Prison to Prosperity. So you are on that mission.
Yeah, definitely. I got 2 felonies. I have 2 felonies. My first felony is for controlled substance, which was, everybody can guess, it's crack. And then I had 6 months, 5 years probation. Before I finished the probation, I was involved in the shooting. I don't like to say I was involved in the shooting. I shot somebody. It's about accountability, right?
Right.
I shot
Definitely
somebody.
accountability. We all got to be accountable.
I shot somebody. I was sentenced to 7 years. Out of 7 years, I did 6 flat. The moment we start from the moment of the shooting. The moment I let the bullet go, I hit the trigger. All my anger and frustration was released with the bullet. And in that moment, I was like, damn, I played myself. Because at that time,
wow,
I had 1 foot in the street, 1 foot out. I stopped hustling. Only thing I was doing, not only back then, weed was still illegal.
Right.
So I had my weed connect. I was still selling weed, but I had a 9 to 5. I'm doing my thing. And my anger was always an issue. So, that's really what pushed me over the edge. Because the person didn't do anything to me. They threatened to do something to me, but they didn't do nothing to me.
And of course, as melanated men, as black men in America, black men in New York City, our pride, you feel me, to take some disrespect be like the utmost. So it'd be like, you ain't trying to play me, and I be feeling that the most. But I do think about, one of my most fears of growing up was going to jail. So that's why I was like, all right, I ain't going to take it that far unless somebody really take it that far with me or my family.
Right.
So it's like, I feel that, but do you think it was that? Just your pride alone?
No, definitely.
Your ego.
Pride and ego, yeah. P&E. I tell the young people now, like I realize, a lot of self-reflection, a lot of inner thoughts, a lot of mirror looking, pride and ego, plus a little bit of money, that shit is a disaster if you don't know how to control it. And I always say, like, a fight happens when 2 tough guys don't back down. Right? I'm tough, you tough. Neither one of us want to say you got it. So a fight ensues. And that's pretty much what happened. Like, they felt they was tough. I knew I was tough, and I had to show it. You know what I'm saying? Like, I had to show them that I knew I was tough. And right now, a lot of that is happening, and I hate to see that with the young people, because it's pretty much, that's pretty much what it comes from, right? Like, oh, I'm gonna show you I'm tough. Like, we really don't have to show another person you tough,
right?
You know what I'm saying? So
that was you kind of leading into one of my questions from the documentary that I just was watching that you created, Prison to Prosperity. There was a quote in the documentary that most of 1 out of 4 kids born in 2021 or after has had some police involvement. Why do you think that is?
Oh no,
like the deep root.
It's
because that's crazy. That's this generation that we dealing with right now.
No, it's 2001.
Oh yeah, that's what I said. 2001.
Yeah,
1 out of 4 kids, right?
Yeah. One, I believe, like, that's like, it's a statistic. Like, I read it, I researched it. That shit facts.
That's crazy.
Why
is that throughout America, or is that just with us?
Yeah, just America.
Okay,
just America.
But that's crazy. Throughout the 50 states.
I would say 2000 came with Y2K. came a whole shift of mentality,
Which was
and that is from I would say what is that, the 94 crime bill, right?
Speak on it.
The parents once you in 2000. I'm not gonna say how old I was, but in 2000 I was old enough to have a child, right? So in that, my 2000 person having a kid to 2020, that generation is the 20-year-olds right now.
Facts. And that generation I'm looking at, because I'm gonna say my age. In 2000 and 2001, I was in first grade. I was 6.
Right.
So you
those
can
people
know what was going on. It was a little, but when I look back on it, I don't feel like it was as hectic as when you was growing up. So what's the what was the mind shift? What was the whole? What's the disconnect?
I believe, like, one, I'm not gonna blame it on social media, but social media is a part of it.
Yes, it is.
Because when I was growing up, see, for us, when you a 20-year-old will look back and say, "Yo, y'all was wilding back then," talking about my generation, right? I'm like, it's true, right? But we had a set of rules and regulations, and the rules and regulations were held up by these men,
right?
The OGs. Now, myself, right? I put the blame on myself. Son, we the OGs, and we're not really putting our foot down, right? We're not saying, take your hat off when you walk in the building. Take your hat off when you talk to a lady. Help Miss Mary with the bags, right? Be more respectful of yourself, right? And some of it, when we get to a space, I believe it's like we do away with them. Like, these little niggas ain't gonna listen, so fuck them,
right?
But nah, we was the little knucklehead niggas, and nobody pushed us away, right? They embraced us, like, yo, listen, little nigga, this is what you should be doing. And I think that separation is where we get the nonsense and the crime and everything that we have now. And it's not like the fathers or the men was like purposely get out of here. But think about it, 94 crime bill happened and it took a lot of us away.
Speak on the 94 crime bill.
You know what I'm saying? So 94 crime bill is the bill that our now president Biden actually drafted.
Yes.
And then Bill Clinton signed it.
Yes.
And it pretty much opened the doors for mass incarceration. That, along with that, was on top of the drawing up on the war on drugs from the Reagan era. So those two things back to back basically just flooded the gates, flooded the prisons with black and brown men. For black and brown men, and I would like to say people of poverty, right? Because poor white trash was getting locked up too. You know what I'm saying?
So do you think with that whole mass incarceration for the next 5 to 6 years, right? I'm just thinking about it. All the OGs, yeah, they was probably doing some negative activity, or they was probably doing some criminal activity, right? Got them put in jail. But they was keeping certain people in line. They was keeping that code in the street. They was keeping that code in the household. They was keeping that man code of being respectful and having some dignity, right, for yourself. So once they went away, because they made the wrong choices, only people that was left was now the people that was just following them, but didn't even believe what they were saying. So now you got those people becoming the OGs, right?
This is so true.
And now those OGs is like, fuck what them niggas was talking about. We do whatever,
and that's
to get some paper.
And that's a great point, because
I'm just thinking about
if
that.
If the OGs leave, get shipped off, get sent away, and they didn't finish instilling the lessons into the young people, they only got half the lessons, so they have the smarts, right? So they can only do half of the great things that the ones before them did. You know what I'm saying? So it leaves them for a disadvantage. Hold on. My fucking nose running. My little kid, yeah, my.
I was gonna say pause it too. I definitely I was gonna say pause it too. All right, as you were saying though.
Yeah, so I just believe that we left the young people at a disadvantage. And not that we left them, we got snatched, right? A lot of us, we's out there doing, we was throwing bricks, we was throwing rocks, at the window, at the precinct, like they say. But being swept away, we definitely left a void for the young people. And I just think once we came back, it was like a lot of us feel like they're too far gone, and it's really that separation.
Yeah.
It's like,
and honestly,
they'll figure it out. Like, nah, they really won't.
Right, they really won't, and and then they be stuck forever. Because after a certain while, once you're an adult, you stuck in your ways for a little minute, and it's hard to break out of that. You feel me? It's hard to, like they say, what's the old quote? It's hard to teach an old dog new tricks.
Yeah.
You feel me?
Yeah.
So it's tough. You feel me? And just like Frederick Douglass say, it's better to train a boy up than to train a man. So
yes, sir.
And honestly, these dudes don't even be men because they don't know what the fuck it takes. So
because you of a certain age don't make you a man.
Exactly. Just
Even
because you got
say,
some balls don't make you a man.
I'm grown. OG told me that years ago, like, you grown? I'm like, yeah, holding my nuts, and like, that mean that you're done forever? So I'm like, no, like, right. So you're growing, and that's the thing. We become grown, and in that you stuck, you stagnant.
Right.
We should always be growing.
Always be growing. Always be elevating.
You know what I'm saying?
Or it should always be progression. That's a fact. So with your background, with your story, where are you from, my brother?
I'm from Harlem. Harlem,
okay,
Washington
Harlem,
Heights.
New York. Okay, got Harlem in the building.
Amsterdam, Broadway, A and B, like they say.
Okay.
You know what I'm saying?
That's your stomping grounds.
Yeah.
So my next question is, what do you think with your books and your documentary and the films? What do you think of the school to prison pipeline?
Oh shit! School to prison pipeline awaited me. 3 generations of black women paying raised me. I believe in not intervention, because intervention is after the fact. I believe in prevention.
Okay.
And that's what I'm working towards with my film, with the books, right? Like, one of my books we use for a conflict resolution workshop. Like, we got a 2-minute film called The Shooting, which actually is the act that sent me to prison. Like, we did it, dramatized it. It's like a 2-minute short. We bring it into the schools, bring it to the community, talk to the young people. Where do you see the problem? Where could we have stopped the problem, right? Those kind of questions, and just to get them thinking. And that's really,
really assessing the situation.
Yeah, that's
cause and effect.
What I use my art for. Somebody asked me the other day, like, oh, if art is subjective, why you just don't write essays? I'm like, I write essays. You know what I'm saying? But I use film for it's a different medium. Right. It's 5 different ways to learn. So I know.
Speak on it.
I try to touch as many of those learning points as possible when I talk to the young people. So when you talk about that school to prison pipeline, it's a real thing, man.
Yeah.
Like myself, I was a latchkey kid. For those who don't know, latchkey back in the day, it basically means you went home by yourself. Okay. You had your key, you let yourself in, your mom was at work, your pops was away, whatever the case was.
Yeah, they definitely stopped using that word.
Yeah, right? So, once you get into the crib, you raising yourself. You're a man child, right? Or you're a woman child, whatever it is. And if you don't have that support, or that, the person that's showing you the path, you get in the house, you do your homework, watch cartoons, whether the case you looking out the window, you see shit is going on outside. Like, I don't want to go outside. Right. You know what I'm saying? It's designed for us to fuck up. Why mommy not home? Because rent expensive, food expensive, and she she getting paid minimum wage, but
Right.
she don't got no damn no great degree.
Mm-hmm.
Right. So it's just things like that. It's a design. It's definitely a design. But it's
Facts.
for us to be aware of it,
Mm-hmm.
and to beat the system, you gotta know how the system run.
Right. And that was one of my next questions. That's a good point to pivot with the conversation, because with growing up, with you, did you graduate high school?
Nah, I actually went to Job Corps. I
Okay,
left in
so
10th grade.
okay, so with growing up and with a person that don't have the guidance that they may need with their parents or their family in general, what do you think is going through their mind, and as you look back on yourself, what do you think is the decisions you could have made different to not put yourself in the predicaments that you did? But even though every situation is a lesson to be learned.
That's a great question, bro. And it's crazy. I had a great upbringing for me, right? Even though my pops wasn't around, I knew who my pops is. I know who my pops is, right? He wasn't in the household with me, but I knew who he was.
Mm-hmm.
I could go kick it with him and shit. I could call him, whatever the case. I had great morals. My grandparents, my grandmas, my grandfather instilled great stuff in me. My mom's held me down. My aunt, God bless both of them. They gave me right teachings and all that. It's that what I seen, right? And for me, I seen my moms go to the welfare. Like, they don't even call it welfare no more. It's social service, social whatever it is.
Yeah, social services. It's still
right?
called welfare.
So bam, I'm in there not once, twice. This is reoccurring. You go in there and the work is talking crazy to my moms.
Yeah,
like
they still do.
Like, one is her mom, like it's her money, and like my mom did something to her. Like, lady, we here for help.
Yep, they still do. I was just saying that this morning.
You know what I'm saying? So I'm sitting there like, nah, like I'm never nobody gonna talk to me like that. You know what I'm saying? I don't want her talking to my mom like that. Like, and my mom is gangster. Like, my mom's get busy with her hands. So it's like to see her.
Yeah, tone it down.
Yeah, like, nah, punch her in the face like you do. You know what I'm saying? And I'm like, nah, like that shit, like that's not it. You know what I'm saying? So when I got about 14, my first time I sold drugs, I was like 12. By the time I turned 14, I was selling crack, and it wasn't like I had a choice. It was just more or less like, this is what I'm doing. Like, I asked my mom for a pair of Deodoras. It was $52. They was $50
right now.
I never forget.
Throwbacks, you heard.
They was $52.
Y'all niggas don't know about those.
Facts. She gave me 40 and said, make it work.
Like, mom, I'm gonna go to the store with 40. I need extra. I need a 13 extra.
She said, make it work. You want those or you get something else? Word. So I'm like, that type of shit. You know what I'm saying? It's like, nah. And I'm not mad at her. It's just like, I gotta get it.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? So from that, it's just that's just one thing. It's things like that that's like, yo, nah, I'm gonna get it. Don't worry about it, I got it. You know what I'm saying? So I'm packing bags. I'm fucking squeegeeing. I'm pumping gas. I'm bringing money back to the crib. I'm like, here, mom, you need this, like, shit like that. So even though I had the right teaching, they was telling me to do the right thing. But what I was seeing, I'm like,
it's different.
Nah.
So with that being said, though, like, you couldn't ask pops?
On that, I'm gonna slide past that. Next question.
Because the only reason why I say that is because when you look at households today, right? My next question would be, do you think a 2-parent household is best for a child growing up?
I love that question, and I'm gonna answer it it's best for the child if it's not toxic.
Definitely, if it's a
I don't need to be around a spouse, or I don't want my pops and my mom's in the crib. If he putting hands and feet on her, she yelling at him, throwing grits on him and all that crazy. Yeah. You ain't worth shit, motherfucker. Rah. Like, I don't need to see that.
Hell yeah.
Like, bust a move. You go do you. Let her do her. And when we see each other, You know what I'm saying? Like, I don't think that's a great thing to have. So a 2-parent household only makes sense if it makes sense.
I like that answer. I definitely do.
You know what I'm saying?
Wow, that's a fact. It gotta make sense all the time. Can't be around somebody that's toxic trying to bring you down. And like we said, it's about elevation. So if you can't elevate with a person, you gotta let them go.
Facts.
Wow. So let's get into the books right here. I got 2 books in front of me. Can you talk about these 2 books, my brother?
Definitely.
Moments and what is that? Moments of motivation.
Yeah.
Ooh.
So
Eminem. Woo, you know
yeah,
what's
yeah.
going on, my brother, on Morals and Money. It's moments, man. Legendary.
That's a fact. So the first book, Moments, is the whole title is Moments, Writing Thoughts and Letters of a Two-Time Fella. That came about basically me and 2 of my comrades was gonna write a book, tell all prison, and they basically was like, that ain't my thing, son.
Mm-hmm.
Like, I don't even want people to know me like that. You know what I'm saying? They kept it 100. Yeah, like that's your thing. That's what you do. You will do it. So I had some letters. Yeah, not real shit. Real shit. They was like, because they was, one of them was still in the street. One is actually, he's a community organizer. He's dope with what he do. You know what I'm saying?
That's what's up, bro. We need you on next.
He like, I don't want people. He's really about the business. So he like, me being like, that ain't his thing. You know what I'm saying? So he's like, yo, just go ahead and do it. So when I went back in my notes, I had some poems written already. I had some letters from my peoples. So I just put together the outline, like, okay, this is a chapter, this is a chapter, this is a chapter. And I start writing. I was telling the young people, like, I really wrote the book without writing it, right? And I bug people out when I say that. I had seen a guy, Ash Cash. I'm not sure you're familiar with him, from Harlem.
Yeah, we definitely watch Ash Cash podcast.
Yes,
definitely watch his podcast.
So bam, I
didn't even know you was from Saint Nick until I seen it.
Yeah.
I'm like, wow, that's crazy.
So I had ran into him one time, and he was giving a seminar about how to write a book in 5 steps, 3 steps, or whatever.
Yeah, seen that about last year or something like that. 2 years ago.
Yep, exactly. So that's how old the book is. Going on 3 years.
Fire.
So he said, yo, you can sit home and do this, da-da-da. So he did the whole rundown. And I went back and I said, I'm going to see if this shit really worked. And I did it, and the shit worked. And bam. First self-published book.
Fire, my brother.
You know what I'm saying?
Doing things, man. Prison to prosperity, you heard?
I was telling you, like, nobody believed me neither. Outside of my man, and like, knew I was going to do it. But outside of that, I'm like, yo, I'm writing the book. And they're like, oh, okay, cool. Let me know when it's done. You know what I'm saying? So I'm like, you don't need one person to believe in you. That's
facts.
You know what I'm saying? So then it went from Moments, and then I started doing, but I always did poetry. I was writing. One of my guys, Tom Ray, he do a lot of poetry up in Yonkers, and he asked me one day, yo, come out. Actually, he was doing a event. I said, yo, son, I got some pieces for you. He like, word? I'm like, yeah. He like, come out, come share. And I went out, shared. I did a great job, I think. You know, it was like one of my second and third time actually performing, and I caught the bug. So I went back. You know, I was always writing, but then I was like, damn, I should just write another book, but make it more like poetry and like a interactive piece. You know what I'm saying? So we can talk to the people. And I was like, damn, what I'm gonna name it? I'm like, well, I was doing some motivational speaking at the time. So I was like, well, fuck it, from moments to motivation, and that's how the book title came up.
Fire.
And then I just put it together. Same process. You know, the 5 steps. Barely any writing. You know what I'm saying? So did this one, and all the books. Both books are dropped on a special day. Like the first book was dropped on Mother's Day.
Okay.
God bless my moms.
Bless her soul.
My second book was dropped on her birthday.
Fire.
So everything I do is pretty intentional and shit. So yeah.
Everything, honestly, everything we have to do in life got to be intentional.
Right.
So my question to you is, growing up, back to your childhood, was you always a creative person, or like was you always into writing and you know, like doing poetry, film production, things like that?
I gotta pause. I gotta take a piss.
back at it like a crack addict, and you know that slogan.
I keep Bella in my cup, shorty, she on my body. Yeah, she know what's up, she know I got a girl, but she don't give a fuck. She know I got power, and I'm in a sucker. I ain't your average motherfucker, rockin' a Mary trucker. Foreign car, seas, beige color. Off-white look like I hit a same, homie. Me and Turo smoking back to back, we them pain brodies. T.O. finna come home, so you know we finna make it rain on them. Shit ain't no gang, homie. Gang blows brain from my ass for top. Now she giving brain from me. Kicked her out the whip, she ride the train, homie. I'm insane, smoking backwards.